this party started. Dave, do you want to say anything to the people at home?
Yeah, I just want to hope you all enjoy this. Klaas is giving us some beverages, and then we're fully set for the live stream.
Nice. So if you are watching at home and you can hear everything, please let us know in the chat. Right, this was on the sideline by number 85, swung to the middle. Dutch playing what looks like a 4-person puck with 2 wings and 1 deep. LUV doing well to swing it around. Number 59 has the disc. That's Saskia Shabil. Apologies for that pronunciation. That's good work here. Let's see if LUV can be nice and patient throughout this zone defense. So they're really trying to contain disc in the middle of the field now, the defense. And then they're using the wings to try and take away anything up the side of the field. Dave, tell us a little bit about the weather this weekend, because this zone is very physical for what we've experienced.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of zones this weekend. There's a lot of wind. It's been going well. Like it's been fun to see creative zones. I think some games have only had zones. They're putting a lot of pressure on them, making them use a lot of passes just to make sure that there's one pass they can get to or there's one drop. And yeah, it happens a lot because of the wind. They're pretty good playing downwind right now, so especially if they're playing downwind. And it's proven a lot that the downwind point is a bit easier to play right now.
That's a tough drop in the end zone for the under 20 team here. Just a little score check. It is actually 1-0 to the under 20s. So here we go. The zone is being set up again. LUV disc on the sideline. Let's try and work it up patiently. You can see the flags at the back. You'll be able to see that the one is coming sort of left to right over the field. That's it.
I just want to say that was almost a Callahan.
And unfortunately, it didn't quite connect in the end zone over there. So LUV is going to get another chance in this long point, deep into Callahan territory right now, but they managed to get a nice wobbly disc out of the end zone into safe hands of number 78, Lucia. And the fun fact about Lucia is it's actually her birthday today. We celebrated it last night after 12 o'clock at the party. A lot of people sang for her, and yeah, it was a great time. But we'll get more into the party later, maybe during the halftime show. And that's a floated disc. That's a great grab there by number 1. Upline, and just out of reach again. And you know, it really might be having to adjust to his tired legs at the end of such a weekend. We're used to the start of the week, everyone fast and fit. But you know, these teams have been playing game in, game out every day for the last 2, maybe 3 days, depending on what they did on Friday. And it's something to really adjust to with the throws. So I think LUV really feeling the pressure over here. The little break up to number 78 is D there. Seems to be staying around his end zone a lot. So here we go. Can they punch it in this time? Number 66. And I say that's a break for the Dutch team over here. So Dave, maybe if there was some so 2-0. So that's 2-0 for the NJT under 20 ladies. So Dave, say we have some viewers that are a bit new to Ultimate Frisbee. Can you briefly explain how the game works?
Putting a lot of pressure on the now we got 2 end zones right here. Lead over here or one end zone to the other. It starts with the pool. We'll see it in a bit. So NJT goes to the point. From there on out, you cannot move with the disc, you can only pass it, so you just try to get open. Try to make sure that on TV right now. Hi Mom! At that point, move on to the end zone, catch the end zone, and you score a point. There are of course a lot of other rules. There's stall down, square. There's some kind of 10 seconds. And fun fact, there's no retribution. So
Ja, Roos! Rennen! Let's go, Roos! Let's go sneller!
foul on you, so
Ja, gelijk met Lucas!
contact sport. You can discuss that, you can contest it, accept it, like it should, and that's a lot of, there's a lot of other things, of course. I'm not going to get into all the details of the game. I don't know what to talk about the rules of Ultimate Frisbee.
No, because that's going to be some exciting days to watch. So the sun's coming out a little bit, it'll be a nice change in pace. We've got a normal person defense here, just pops up, but well read by number 33 over there on the far sideline. Let's see what they do. Really trying to, that's a nice flip, but just into the hands of the receiver. So let's see if they can convert. We've got to break down, and there's a huge shot up over to number 31. And they've got 2 versus 2 in the end zone. This goes up, floaty, and it's a nice grab for this. 88 there, right there in the corner, and that's a breakback for LUV. Very exciting. So that's 88, Ivana Santos Silva. Apologies for that.
Almost.
We'll get there by the end of the game. And no. So, a little bit about the LUV team. We got some fun facts from them, and I might have to fact check this one, but it says here that they started the party last night. Maybe that varies a little bit with my recollection of the events, but they were, I must say, carrying the party a little bit last night, and that's actually one of the highlights of the Rising Cup tournament. So, on Saturday evening, we always have the traditional Flip Cup tournament, which is as professionally organised as the Ultimate tournament itself, where all the teams can register teams of 5, and it's basically a drinking whereas the competition rates, and we have 2 huge brackets of around 32 teams, and you work your way to the finals, and they did quite well, but after that they did carry the party, so now they're here ready to try and win the other team.
I have to fact check the viewers about that. There was a beer race even on Friday. They participated as well, and I would have to say it was not their best performance. I'm very happy that Frisbee is way better than their drinking, which is of course one of the things of this tournament. Playing Frisbee. The other thing is drinking beer. They weren't doing too well yesterday either, I think. But however, as I should say, is the crew also didn't do amazing. Yeah, we didn't win the game, so, and I think they also didn't win the game. But they're going to have to work on that. But the Frisbee is fine. They're in this final, the defense is hard. They're playing a really good Frisbee throughout the weekend. Commentated later on picking it up as well.
Yeah, you know, we're talking a little bit of trash over here, but that's sort of last night. You know, respect is deserved for last night from this team over here. But let's bring it back to the Ultimate. So that was another score from the Dutch ladies, and it says under 20 on our stream, but as you might see, not everyone is under 20 on the team. There are actually 2 more experienced players joining them for the weekend. So I'm very curious to see what kind of defense they're going to come out with now that the other team is playing downwind. The score is 3-1. Going down, that ball just barely doesn't make it past halfway. So we see number 83, I believe that is Floor Van Damme, excuse me. Oh, and a nice layout attempt there, but just couldn't get it into the hands. So we see a dump set back over there. So we see a little bit of a horizontal stack, and a big shot goes up. Let's see who's going to come down with it. A few people under the disc, and a huge take by number 88 there. Nice swing to the sideline, but it's another turn again. Run through D by number 1 over there. You know, it's a scrappy game, but you see every single disc that goes up, everyone wants that disc, and that's the mentality you have to play over here. Nice second attempt over there, good hands. Intense mark, a nice in-cut from that number 1 over there. Oh, and it's gone up high again. Oh, few people under that disc, but seems to be clean. Dave, you really see the wind playing havoc on these throws, don't you?
Yeah, the wind is taking them up a lot. So if you play upwind, they are just popping up, just like this one. It stays up for a while, which is really nice, and that was a really nice sky. Number 88 there, Ivana. What a play. That is very sick.
We're seeing a lot of number 88 on this point.
Yeah, 88 is doing really, really well. Yeah, you can see she's doing giving it her all, and no tired legs for her, it seems.
You know, that's what these finals are all about, you know. Your body is aching. We've all been in that position. You're tired. You're a bit tired. Maybe you didn't sleep so well in your 10. But it's all about the mindset that you bring into these finals. You know, if you going in thinking you're going to be tired, then you probably are. But if you go in giving it 100%, you know the other team is also tired, and then you're just going to try and come out on top. All right, so it's an exciting game. It's 3-2 to the Dutch under-20 ladies. And we see LUV ready to bring it down with the pull. A little bit of play calling and coaching still happening on the other side. So, as you may have remembered, pre-corona times in another age. You know, we've grown a few wrinkles and put on a few kilos since then. But you might remember the one and only Klaas from the previous live stream who did it with me back in the day. Klaas, would you like to say hello and introduce yourself to the fans?
Hi, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here today at this beautiful Rising High tournament. And yeah, as Patrick said, it's been a long time. It's been a long time, and I've been looking forward to the playing. And more than that, I've been looking forward to the partying, and even more than that, I've been looking forward to the commentating. So I'm happy to be here. I hope you guys are enjoying this finals as much as me.
All right, so I think that's enough beating around the bush from the commentators for a minute. You know that we like to just keep rambling on. It's all parts of the Rising High experience, but let's watch a little bit of Ultimate. So what we saw there was an upline clear out, and someone from the front in the stack trying to fill up that free space that was just created, but the disc just falling down a bit and not being able to stay up in this downwind wind. That's a nice pass to the middle of the field. Good quick disc tempo here from LUV. Now they're getting pinned a little bit on the sideline and just trying to take that inside shot up the sideline, but the window is just a little bit too small. Those throws have to be really good. You don't have a lot of space to work with. So it has to be on point, and especially in this wind, that's a tough throw.
Yeah, you saw that they did really well trying to work it up the field with small, quick passes, and I think that is the thing that works the best in this wind. And then, yeah, they did really well. I hope they can get it back and do it again. That is exactly what you need to do with this wind.
Yeah, so, you know, that's a hammer that just didn't go quite well. Again, maybe the throw choice is not being exactly perfect for these conditions. You know, when it's generally windy, you want to keep it low, a lot of spin. And you know what's interesting, gentlemen, is that I personally find it actually tougher to play downwind than upwind sometimes. Because upwind, you can put a little bit of spin on it, control it a bit better, but it's just so unpredictable going downwind. How do you feel about that, Klaas?
Yeah, conventional wisdom says that those upwind points are the hardest, but then especially those hucks downwind, they can really, they just carry forever, and it's really hard to get those to land at the place that you want them to land. So we played a lot of games this weekend where those downwind points, we generated more turns than conventional wisdom would say. And almost a layout from number 22, almost a sick layout from Chloe Hassan.
Yeah, so now the Dutch are going to get the chance to work it down the field. Wind with them. We see them coming out in hex offense, it looks like, which is an interesting style of ultimate. originating from other sports such as football and hockey, and the idea is that you work with triangles. But that's a quick D. Little bit of a miscommunication there, and it's a quick break up to number 78. Let's hear, oh, but it's pushed by number 85, sealing all of the glory. She really wants those stats, doesn't she? Zoe van Gerven. You know, she thought, Lucy has probably scored enough points this weekend. Let me get some of those. Nips it out of the air. You never know what the wind would have done with it in the last few meters. So, you know, at the end of the day, you want what's best for your team, and you got to put your pride aside. All right, so what's pretty interesting is that LUV, let's call them LUV from now on, is have a mascot this tournament. And that mascot was also present yesterday at the party, the infamous party that you've heard a little bit about already. And it is a pink flamingo called Claire. And I'll tell you, Claire really was the life of the party yesterday. And I can't see Claire at the moment, but I'm sure Claire is on the sideline somewhere, supporting them on. So I hope Claire is still inflated, because it was looking a little rough at some points last night. But you know, it's all about getting the full experience, isn't it? Okay, so I'm curious what's gonna come down now. So LUV actually just broke upwind, which is huge. So maybe they might play a zone coming downwind now. We'll have to see. They're a relatively tall team. Both of these teams are relatively tall, you know. The Belgians and the Dutch are renowned for having tall people.
Yeah, so there's been, so far, there's been a pretty strong wind at Rising High. Some games more, some games less. But, oh! And this is going to be a great opportunity for a break right here. Downwind. And good cut. Rocio with the upline and almost with the layout score right there. So as I was saying, there's been quite a strong steady wind going in one direction along the field, and so what we've seen in a lot of games is that a lot of downwind points are scored, and the team that can score more upwind points is the one that wins. So more important than breaks. Oh, and now another chance to put this one in. Amazing D right there.
Yeah, that was almost a Callahan again. Right now we got number 83 looking to put it too. Yes, again number 88. Ivana keeps scoring. She cannot stop scoring. That is amazing. What a play. Their cheer is also very nice, by the way. The one they do at the start is something we posted on the Rising High Instagram, so go check that out if you haven't already. I'm a big fan of the cheer of them. Like, it's a super fun cheer. It's been in my head all weekend. Yeah, amazing.
And this is a huge momentum switch in the game. We started out the Dutch taking a quick lead. It was up 3-1, and now it's 4-3. That means it's 3 consecutive points. And this is actually not new to LUV. This is their 3rd time playing Rising High and their 2nd time in the finals. So they're a seasoned team, a group of veterans, know what it's about, know what it's like to feel the pressure of the final. So it's quite impressive that they took that early L and they managed to keep their composure, work their way back, and now take the lead. Let's see how this momentum continues. I think there's a bit of a critical point for the Dutch to, put their foot in the ground and take the next point. So we get a huge pull. You can really see how strong the wind is by how far these pulls are getting. They want to stop that disc though. Yeah, good job, because otherwise it would roll all the way back to the end zone. Wouldn't be good. Okay. So we got a nice, simple disc pick up. No look. Pass to the other handler. Taking the meters back, but keeping possession. Oh! A little bit of contact there, but nothing called. A nice defensive play by number 10 over there.
And you can really see how much both of these teams wanted. They're both playing physical. They're both playing hard. Oh, almost with the D right there. So both of these teams really want this. I would assume that's a strip right there. uncontested strip call. And right here, a chance to score that upwind point. And those upwind points are what win you these games. Oh, a bit of a miscommunication there. Bit of a miscommunication. She thought that there was someone behind her. Oh! What an intelligent play by number 1. And almost the score right there.
Yeah, you can see a lot of wind going under the disc, making it pop up, and it's been happening a lot this weekend where you can just get to that disc even if it's not thrown to you, and be the garbage man or woman you want to be to go get that disc. It's a very humbling job, you know. It's a very nice job.
Okay, so we see number 59 now taking the disc. LUV coming out in a horizontal stack. Disc pops up, but that's a nice read on the disc, taking it high. Cross cut from number 24. Upline cut to number 10. Nice use of the swing here, getting the meters upfield on the break side. On the break side is usually where the defenders are trailing. That's right back into the hands of number 79 over there. Oh, and another block back. Wow, it's going back and forth over here. You really see the determination in the eyes. As soon as something goes wrong, flipping right back around on defense and trying to get that disc back. So I see a nice pass up to number 85 over there. Pass up the field. And throw up. The wind takes it. Oh! Almost had the disc in her hands, but just didn't manage to keep it there. But it was a great read, great hustle to get it. I really thought the wind was going to be taking that away. And unfortunately, we see an injury call from one of the Dutch players there, number 33. That is Priscilla. I hope she's okay. You see the tape on her knees. Maybe that's something to do with what she's feeling right now. A lot of these youth players, you know, it's a long, intense season, a lot of training. You really have to take care of your body, and those overuse injuries might start popping up. So number 97 passes it back into the end zone. We're in Callahan country now. Number 1 gets free. Nice flick up to her. Pass to the side to number 97. And another run through D by number 78, Lucia, the birthday girl. And a quick flip. It's bookends for number 78.
And there's that elusive point for LUV, that elusive upwind point. Amazing playing right there. And Patrick, I wanna ask you a question. Number 24 right here, Lika, she has on a really nice jersey. Could you tell me anything about this beautiful jersey that she's wearing?
Klaas, that's so interesting that you would mention that. What we seem to have in front of us over here is a Force Electro jersey. None other than the jersey from the local team here in Delft, the reigning national champions in the men's division in the Dutch competition. This is our 4th year reigning that title, you know, Klaas. And it's a beautiful jersey. It's actually got the girl with the pearl earring on, as the painter who painted that painting is from Delft. But what's quite funny is on the painting and the girl in the pearl earring, we actually have eye black on. You know, just to give it a little bit of an ultimate frisbee vibe. So sometimes you see us playing with that. And tell us about what that eye black does with your vision, Klaas.
That eye black is imperative when you're playing in bright sun. So you'll see that with American football players. They'll paint their eyes black, and what that actually does, it will stop the sunlight from reflecting from your cheek into your eye, which blinds you. You probably don't realize this because your eye is actually able to like cut out your cheeks, so it seems like you don't see them, but in reality that light is being reflected right into your eye, and the moment you close your eyes and you get that painted on you, you open your eyes and you see so much better. It's absolutely imperative in my opinion.
I couldn't agree more, Klaas. So what we just saw here was a timeout, and that's quite a good call that you see being made here by the coaches. Timeouts can be used to obviously discuss tactics and re-energize your team, but it can also be used to break the momentum of a team. Ultimate Frisbee is a game of momentum. You know, if a team gets going, they find their groove, they can get a few points quickly, as we've seen here from Leuven. And I think the reason for this timeout was partly to regroup the players and see how they can best tackle this team, but also just to break that momentum, you know. Try and take away the flow that they've going on working through the points and see if they can reset from here. So let's see what they're going to come down with. I think so far we've only seen person-to-person defense from Leuven. It's just a big pull. Almost getting to the end zone. 91 is picking it up. Does manage to get the center off. And look at that, we have a zone coming out from Leuven. This looks like an arrowhead zone. Something that we're fairly used to without disclosing all of our secret tactics. But you have a middle person marking, 2 people next to it. Sorry, I stand corrected. Maybe they're trapping on the sideline. It's beautiful how dynamic of a sport Frisbee is. So it's a flat cup, and really trying to stop that pass. Things through the middle. And 2 people under. It's a 2 versus 1, and it's tipped away by number 19. Anne de Berne. I would like to apologize in advance for all of the butchering of the names during this live stream. We really are trying our best. So number 2 there, picking up the disc. There are 2 people on this Dutch team who played together in Wageningen, the University of Wageningen Frisbee, back in the 1990s that have come back to support this team. So they have a lot of chemistry going back a long time. The Dutch just trying to work it up through this zone. So Dave, what are kind of the offensive tactics you use to try and work up through a zone compared to maybe normal Frisbee play?
In a zone, you're sometimes waiting a bit more. Oh, as we see this huge shot. Oh, and she just couldn't get it. Just about couldn't get it. But yeah, for a zone, you want to keep the disc moving a lot. You want to be in the open spaces, run to the open spaces. I guess that's the same, of course, with a normal man-to-man defense. But yeah, you really want to keep the disc moving. Make sure you don't keep it on the sideline. Keep it in the middle. Keep it centered. Make sure you threaten the deep, because otherwise they can move in. Same goes for the wings, actually. Stretching it out, making sure that you make use of all that space that there is. And they are still putting up a zone. They're doing a really good job. They're making them pass a lot through, like, side to side. And you never know when that disc is going to pop up, and you can get a defense maybe.
Thank you for that tactical insight, Dave. So what this zone is really trying to solve is anything through the middle of the field. So they're trying to make it go side to side a lot, to try and increase the number of passes being made, and thereby, purely by statistics, increasing the chance of a drop. The more passes you make, the more likely someone is to make a mistake. And it's a big shot. Oh, number 19 is hustling, but doesn't quite get there in time. But it is a strip call, I believe. Good hand signals there. Thank you very much to these teams for the hand signals. It makes our lives as commentators over here a lot easier. So disc is checked in. 19 has to hustle back quickly to cover number 97. Does so in time. We see now a call to go to person-to-person defense from Leuven. Usually when a zone gets broken, that is attacked and the disc goes up. And it's You know, we see a lot of these almost Ds, but it just managed to slip through. And, you know, I once had a coach of mine. His name is Dominic Benz. He would once tell me, Patrick, because this happened to me sometimes, I would almost make it, but just not quite, and then it would just pass through and there'd be a risk. He would say, Patrick, you always need to do a safety layout. Just in case, always lay out. We'll see, I don't think I ever implemented that advice, but joking.
Turn. Patrick, you're absolutely right about that. On those Ds. Oh, and a turn again. So many turns these points. These points are pivotal in these games. And both of these teams are going to be very tired after this long weekend. 7 games. This is their 7th game. And you can see that fatigue. And so in this situation, it's all about that mental toughness. Who can stay cool and who can work harder when they're this tired. Oh, we have a great break right there. And another one. A high disc. Oh, and a great sky from number 79. Absolutely amazing sky to save the upwind opportunity. Oh, and almost the catch in the end zone. Almost a score right there from the youth national team to score that upwind point. And now we'll see what number 83 Floor is able to do here with the disc in her hands. Is she going to shoot it? Is she going to use that wind in her back? Or is she going to play it cool? She plays it cool to number 74. And again, Rose puts it. Oh, and a D. Again, a great opportunity right here. This point must be insanely tiring for these players right here. 2 dumps to swing it across the field. And number 79 right here puts a blade up. It's caught. What is she going to do? Is she going to look back? She looks back at her dump. Looking back upfield again. Puts it up line. Oh, and unfortunately for the youth team, the red team wins that sky battle. Rose catches the disc right there. She's looking upfield. And a big huck. Unfortunately, it's not caught. And maybe that's, if Dami was on the sideline right now, I think he would be yelling that there should have been a safety layout right there.
I think I agree, Klaas. I think he would have said that exactly. Maybe even word for word. No, they're probably a lot more yelling. No, Domi's been a great part of the program with Force Electro over the last years. A lot of respect for that man. But we're not here to talk about Force Electro just yet. We're talking here about the ultimate frisbee in beautiful Delft. Oh! You know, it really is just a combination of factors at the moment, Klaas. It's wind, it's fatigue, it's, you know, just maybe the mental pressure of the game, wanting to score quickly, just all making these windows maybe a little bit too small, trying to force the throw. You know, if you want to score quickly, you often think, okay, let's bomb it deep, let's take a nice risky option, let's go for the one-shot kill. But it's often just a better tactic just to play it up simply. Short passes, nice and easy, security.
And then again with another turn. And Patrick, you're absolutely right about that. But it all comes down to your team and what they do best. Even at the highest level, you see some teams, they love to shoot it deep. And other teams will work it up with the handlers, be dynamic, and then use the cutters opportunistically. And Rose puts it into the end zone. Oh, and number 31 with the amazing score right there. And you can see the exhaustion on all these players putting their hands on their knees. And that must be such a tough point to play right here. Such a tough point. And they'll be very happy that they scored that one, because these are momentum points. These are momentum points. If you lose that point, then you feel very disappointed of the amount of effort, the amount of pain you put into that point, and then you didn't win it. So Love will be very happy with that right there.
All right. So what's actually quite interesting is that LUV is a very international team. There are 2 Dutch players, 1 Czech player, 1 Slovakian player, and 1 French player. And it's really great to see the international community coming together, playing some Ultimate Frisbee. But you know what? Ultimate Frisbee is also a very international sport. So I'm sure some of the players playing on the field right now will be watching this live stream back. So I just want to say hello to you guys. You guys are doing a great job. We know the conditions are tough out there. We know it's tiring. So but keep up the good work. So we see the Dutch here playing a sort of hex offense again. And that's recognizable by the position of the handlers often. So a hex offense is, as you might think, with 6 players, you create a hexagon, and they have 1 player in the middle. And the idea is that you're always filling up a different spot. So I could run to someone in one position, they would have to run away from that position to another position, and then you kind of get this organic flow of triangles. It's a tactic that I've played somewhat before. It's you have to commit quite a lot of time to get it to work well because it's largely chemistry based. But once you do have it running smoothly, it can be quite difficult to defend. So here, LUV again, right back into Callahan territory, but they're keeping their cool. Maybe that's just a little bit of composure coming in to help them. Back into Callahan country, and that's a tough throw into the ground. A nice bid there, but she couldn't quite get her hands under it. So let's see what kind of end zone set is going to come out here. Number 66 with a disc, inside flick, low release, up to number 1 for the score. And that's a big point for the Dutch ladies. That'll make the score now 6-4. And that makes a competitive game. You know, it's interesting how sometimes those 1 point, well, 1 point can make a huge difference mentally, you know. 7-3 is a completely different mindset than 6-4. Don't you agree, Klaas?
Yeah, that's definitely the case. Ultimate is a game where it can flip very quickly. If you go into halftime down by 3 points, then you might feel like you're outmatched by your opponent. And if you go down by 1 point, then that's a neck and neck game. So definitely very important for these teams before halftime to go into halftime with the strongest possible outlook. And it's a tight game right here, 4-6. So depending on who scores this next point, that can massively swing this game.
Couldn't agree more, Klaas. So, well, I think we'll get a little intermezzo interview coming up here soon, but we'll get that coming in a sec. It's good to get the opinions of the bystanders here because as commentators, we have to be completely unbiased. So, in our professional capacity, so it's good to get the opinions of the spectators sometimes. So here we have a zone, even though Leuven is playing downwind. And that's sometimes a tactic to kind of try and take out the deep game. If you think, oh, I've been beaten deep a lot, that wall of 4 people in front of you makes it really hard to put up those deep shots. But we do see here on the right, I think it's just out of your image, but the deep in the zone is relatively short. Say there's a strong thrower here, like potentially number 9, joking, potentially number 83, that could put it deep. That could be a pretty nice shot. So we see a lot of patience here from Leuven. Just keeping it, passing it around the middle. Not really seeing a lot of options upfield, taking the meters back. What I'd maybe like to see a little bit more from a tactical perspective is those handlers that are around the back coming and running forward and crashing the cup. That way you can get a little pop through and you can gain those 2 and 3 meters forward instead of backwards. But here we see the effect of the zone taking its toll, and a lot of passes, and then eventually a mistake is going to pop up. So it's a turnover now, disc for the Dutch. Tankata number 66. Nice throw up, missed by 97, but taken by number 1. That's the hustle you need sometimes. And that is Vela over there with the disc now. Sometimes it's just, especially in windy conditions, as soon as the disc goes up, everyone on the field needs to know where that disc is, because it can pop up, it can float, it can change direction, and anyone can have a play on it. Now we see a turnover, so the disc is back with LUV. Over to 19, but it's just a bit too far. Good hustle though on the layout. Here we go again. We have number 40, that is Jasmijn with the disc. Fakes the upline backhand. Inside shot, but it's just a miscommunication there, unfortunately. And so maybe what's interesting to know is some of the ladies playing on this team right now are part of the under-20 mixed team, and the men on that under-20 mixed team are playing in another team supported by some Delft players this tournament. Because unfortunately we don't have a mixed division here, but it's really good for them to keep getting this experience on the staff. And that's a huge shot up, but it's under pressure, number 66, and you just see the wind there pushing the disc down at the last moment. It's unfortunate how that happens. You think you're running. Oh, I've got this disc all day, and then at the last moment, the wind bops it down. It just goes to show you can never get comfortable in these conditions. So again, we have number 1, Veerle, coming up with the disc. Fakes off a cut. 84, super open. That's a really nice cut. That's Nienke over there. Down to 91, which is Iris. Over to 97, Rikst. And it's up, and it's caught by 67. Almost another look D over there. It's back up to number 1, Veerle. Passing through. And what's really nice to see here is the Dutch are just taking the open options. So often in Ultimate, you try forcing complicated things, tough throws, but very often there's just someone open. And look, that was a good option over there. A little bit of a mistake on the execution. But those are the things you can learn in practicing. The vision of the game, the options you take, that's a little bit harder to learn. So it's good to see that.
Yeah, and now it's just getting back on defense, setting up that zone again. You need some time for that, and luckily they have some time for that. Setting up that zone, making sure that, with a big deep shot over the top, just couldn't get caught. And the ladies of the Dutch national team under 20s can get back at it again, trying to work upfield again.
And you know, this is turning out to be a really long point, and sometimes these long points can also be a big shift for that momentum, like I said earlier. And that is great hustle on the field over there. The disc goes up, they think, oh, it's overshot. No, I'm going to run hard, I'm going to try and get that disc and see what happens. Quick turn, fast break, over to number 19, Anne de Bijne. I'm sorry. And it's turnover again. Nice take with one hand over there. The right hand's number 97. That's Rikst. And it's a nice throw with a good amount of touch. That's a tough throw downwind. Maybe at the start of the tournament where people were fresh, she would have come down with it. But you know, that's an adjustment you have to make at this stage. Number 1, coming with the disc, and it's a run through D by number 88. Ivana puts it up. Oh! And you just see the wind bopping it down at the last second. It was a great run through D. So that's Ivana Sartorisova. Apologies for that. And she is actually from the Czech Republic. So showing that they have a really good ultimate scene down there as well. So it's over down to 91. Disc in the middle of the field. Can't get it. Last minute bailout throw. Oh, and what the height on that sky was incredible by number 66 over there. The Franca. Wow, what an incredible jump. And it's a score up to the end zone. And that's the momentum shift that maybe they needed. You can feel the energy in the stands over here at the TS Delft. It's now 6-5. And this game is going both ways. Incredible competitiveness from both sides. Great heads-up play. And it was a good bailout shot deep. Incredible. Very exciting game here. I couldn't be happy to be commentating this game.
Yeah, this is such a nice game. I think the momentum has changed 3 or 4 times already, and it really makes a big difference. This is a 6-5 right now for LUV still, but NJT they got the advantage of the momentum, which is a big advantage. As NJT takes a little bit more time. With the people on the line. as LUV picks up the disc. It is again a zone that NJT puts up. And LUV is popping in that cup right there, crashing it. It's such nice play, making those two or 3 meters. It's a big difference because there might be follow up as there is a big defense for number 2. She's gonna pick it up as well. She's got lots of experience, knows how to throw the disc perfectly. So I'm curious what she does with it. There's a pick call. She's stuck a bit, but keeps her calm. Nice pass. Oh, and a big throw. Let's see if someone can get under that. Oh! That was a perfect layout opportunity. We've seen a lot of layouts. We've seen a lot of layouts this weekend also because the disc pops up a lot and sometimes hard to control. Resulted in some great pictures. As LUV tries to get through that zone one more time. Disc pops up. Easy grab.
We apologize for the microphone being a bit too loud. Maybe it's a little bit of our enthusiasm, but we'll try to keep the microphone a little bit further away from our mouths. Okay, so we see LUV in here, number 10 over to 75. Swing over to 78, Lucia. Up the line again, nice float around this field. Left to right, right to left all day. 2 people on that, just to be sure. So now number 85 has the disc, sends it over, nice left hand grab over there, over to number 10 on the far side. Nice inside flick over to the middle of the field. Struggling to find options here, but really using the width of the field well, moving the disc back and forward. Oh, that disc pops up a little bit, but she has time and she comes down with it. Seems to be in over there. Throw up line. Oh, and that's a nice run through block. Very nice. So that's going to be a prime opportunity. If the Dutch can score this, it will be all even at 6-6 with less than 15 minutes to go in the game. Oh, and it's a turf disc, unfortunately. You know what? That can happen sometimes. But it's a quick flip to the end zone. Score will now be 7-5. I'm very curious to see how the momentum of this game shifts, guys. I really can't call it which way it's going to go. You know?
I'm having the exact same feeling over here. Both teams are going on runs. Both teams are making amazing plays. And this game could go any way.
Yeah, LUV's got the downwind right now. They still need to turn it over, but let's see if they can make it happen.
So, Klaas, we see number 19 over there at LUV giving a few tips to the team right now. You used to be a coach and a trainer for the Force Selector 1 team, the reigning Dutch national champions. What would you be saying to your team in this situation at this point of the game? When you're 7-5 up, you know, you've just had a good score, what would you say to them?
LUV is in a very comfortable place right now. They're up by 2 points, and they're going downwind now. So these downwind points, more times than not, they do go to the they do go to the team that's playing downwind. So I think they're in a really comfortable space. They have to go get this D, and then they're going to go into halftime up by 3 points with not too much time left in the game. So I think that's a situation where you really want to hype up your players. You want to go take halftime. because taking half is important. The team, the point before half, it counts maybe like 1.5 times as much as other points, simply because of the fact that after the point you don't switch the possession. The possession depends on who started with the disc, as well as the side of the field, and so those points are very important. And now Love will be very happy right here. Can they punch it in? Can they take half? Number 83 with the disc. Floor, Van Damme, and she puts it into the end zone. Unfortunately, does not find its target. I'm not sure exactly who that target was.
So now we see the Dutch team swinging it over to the left sideline, back over to the right, and those are dangerous discs with this wing, but nicely taken down over there. We've got a zone, and we're in Callahan country. That's a nice break. Wow, look at those hands, and she managed to keep the toes in as well. But that's intercepted by number 19 over there, over to 83. You know, sometimes it's really hard to say these names quick enough just because the disc tempo of this team is so incredibly high. And that's a really nice tactical decision I see from the LUV Ultimate team, you know? You know, trying to get that disc off before stall 4 every time. And that's a nice layout by number 79 over there. It's good to see the effort. You know, sometimes things don't work out, but as long as the intent is there and the effort is there, that goes a long way. Okay, so we see the composure. We see the, you know, sweat dripping down the forehead, thinking about how important of a point this could be. Number 19 takes it. Throw up line. There's a poach there. And it's intercepted by number 2 over there. What a shame. That up line just a little bit too long, I think. Walks it up very casually to the front line. Fakes the inside break over to the middle. That's a really long swing. Over to 91. Give go up the sideline. Oh, and that's a really nice movement. Up to number 1. Back. Wow. Number 66 over here is just dominating the whole offense. Oh, she almost gets it again as a trash pickup. But nice to see a high five there from number 19. Good spirit of the game. Franca, number 66, playing really well this afternoon. And again, a little bit of a scrappy point here, but you know, those scrappy points can be the difference between winning the game and losing the game. Up, and not connected, unfortunately.
Yeah, and Franca is actually playing with Gut, together with Verle, who's number 1. So both of those players are actually training for WOOC this summer in Cincinnati, and we have another turn right there. So again, the youth national team with a chance. So both of those players are actually training for the World Ultimate Club Championships in Cincinnati, hopefully going for gold in the mixed division. And that's an amazing achievement at that young age. And another turn here. Love looking to punch it in. Can they take half right now? 8-5. Or will the youth national team fight back and put themselves firmly in control in this game? And Love right there with nice safe playing and a big shot. Unfortunately, just a bit too far, and that might have been the wind right there. Maybe she underestimated how far the wind would push that disc. So Love will probably put their zone again that they've been putting, and it's been giving some problems for the youth national team. I think the goal for them here is to punch it through that cup. When they were able to do that, the momentum got moving up the field very well. And so we'll be watching, seeing if they can do that again. Right now, swinging across the field, faking up line. And those big swings can be very effective, especially when tiring out the cup, getting them to open up spaces in the cup because they get tired over the course of the game. And unfortunately for them, a throw out, and now Love will take another chance at the end zone. Now Rose goes for the up line. And she catches it, just towing it in on the line. And puts a big break up the field. Across the field, the big swing to number 74, Delphine Oosters. Amazing catch there to take half.
Her sister, Nora Oosters, is also actually on the team, number 75, so they also have a similar jersey number. As we head into halftime. Patrick, what do we have planned for a halftime show?
So there's not actually any time for halftime, I think, but we have a player over here that we'd love to interview. Jasper. So Jasper over here is... I'll try not to feed his ego a little bit too much. But Jasper over here is a mediocre player in the Netherlands. He started off his career in the far east somewhere of the Netherlands. Exactly. You know, I don't really know what the rest of the Netherlands looks like outside of the Randstad, but that's okay. But then he decided to change it up, come to Delft, and Jasper and I go way back. We actually had our first tournament together right here at Rising High. Must have been about 8 years ago now. On this field that we're watching right now, actually, against a German team. I still remember it. But Jasper, what are your thoughts on the game at the moment?
Yeah, it's a crazy game. The wind is definitely impacting a lot of throws. It looks very difficult out there. But yeah, the Belgian women are really, really fast. They pick up the disc almost immediately. Doesn't matter who gets the D, who's closest. They pick it up, they move it along, and it's getting kind of crazy. The zone gives them a lot of trouble. It gives the pickup team a lot of trouble. Yeah, I mean, it seems like a really hard game. A lot of hard fighting.
Yeah, it is really tough conditions, but it is a very gritty game. As soon as the disc goes up, everyone wants it, and that's really nice to see. If you had to give your score prediction for the end of the game right now, Jasper, what would you say?
I don't think I can betray some of my fellow players over there, so I think they're gonna win by. I'm gonna say 12-11. Win for them.
12-11, spicy. And just so everyone knows, we have around 7 minutes left in the game.
So not 12-11.
Oh, sorry. No, we actually have 2 minutes left in the game.
Really? Why is it only
So,
or is this?
halftime is only in points at Rising High, not based on time, which is an interesting fact, if you didn't know that at home. So here we see the Dutch coming down with a pull left to right. And we'll see where the game takes us. Jasper, I want to thank you very much for your time. All the best for the rest of the tournament. Please enjoy it, and see you soon. We see a turn for the Dutch. Short field over here. Number 66 over there. Up. Oh, what a shot. Oh, if there'd just been a tiny bit more flows than that, it would have been absolutely incredible. Don't you agree, Dave?
Yeah, I think if a little bit more flowed, it would have the wind would have picked that up a little bit more and helped a bit as well. As NJT is setting up their zone again. Really, there's a call. As we continue.
Next time take TQ with you. She can commentate. Next time where there's a women's final. Have you seen them? They just increase each other's ego and then go to the sky.
Hey, sorry.
Oh, that is unfortunate from LUV.
Next Rising High, we need like a booth with with glass. So we can't talk to them.
Let's see if they can put that in. Yes, and and she drops it, unfortunately. I fully thought she had that.
Can you make sure to have like a glass panel so that the commentators can...
Let's see if LUV can get off their end zone line. Punching it through that zone. And NJT has to watch out for that double team. A nice swing and a continuation. And yeah, this is the point where you want to keep that disc moving. And they're doing it really well. Oh, it's a nice layout from the birthday girl, Lucia. Yes, and they're swinging it so well. This is exactly what you want to do against that zone. And a nice punch through. Oh, let's see if she can grab that second time. Yes, she can, and put it in. Yeah, what a nice point from LUV. LUV getting up 9-5. You can actually see their mascot right now, the pink flamingo. And as he puts it away.
And that's game. So we see that the final score is LUV 9-5. Incredibly tight matchup. Honestly, I really enjoyed the game. It was very exciting. I couldn't tell at some point which way it was going to go. Big momentum shifts, both sides. Good play, nice skies, great stuff from both teams. Honestly, I couldn't ask for a better matchup for the ladies' final here at Rising High 2022.
Yeah, and congratulations to LUV as they cheer with their pink flamingo. Let's get a view of that. That is amazing. Yeah, congratulations to them. They worked hard for it all weekend and they earned it. And also, of course, big up to the Dutch national team under 20s. They put their heart out.
So we're going to wrap up this live stream from the commentary booth. Please stay tuned. We'll be starting the men's final of the high division over here anytime. So we're going to close. We're going to take a little break now. Thank you all for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed. Sorry for the loud microphone. We hope you enjoyed all of the little anecdotes throughout. Yeah, see you on the next one. Please like, subscribe, and comment.